Alright everyone, it's Alex from RaddTitan. So yeah, flying solo. There is no Geo. His son's not well, so basically he's oh, hang on, got the other thing on. So just mute that. So yeah, George's son's not well. He's been trying to get him to bed for the last like hour and a half, and yeah, he's just not playing ball. He's crying, and George thinks he might have taken him to the doctor. So it's going to be me on my own. I made a little list of the stuff that, yeah, the beard's getting bigger. I'm going to need to trim it before I get to Japan. Um, so I made a little list of things I'll go through. I won't cover the pictures. Basically, I'll go through the pictures hopefully with George another day. It was just that there was about 45 people waiting. So I thought it'd be quite unfair. We just totally cancelled it. And yeah, just thought it'd be unfair for everyone who waited. Also, there were a few things I wanted to go over in case Stu and I don't get to go on before I go. So we've got quite a lot of people in the house. There's loads of comments going through. I'm not going to scroll through them all because there's so many. But here on the screen, I can see Phantom Statue Collector, Dave Cassie talking about it. You can see the Electro, and you can't stop staring at it. Dave is a fantastic piece, man. You need to get one. Vastron in the house, Dave Cassie, Ed Dude, Nelson. Is that Nelson, the one who just bought that goddamn Hulk 181, which was really high grade and signed by everybody? If it is, I hate you and I'm jealous. Well, yeah, that's the thing as well. Sorry, Tony. Yeah, the weather over here as well is really cold. This morning when I got up about 7 o'clock, it was so cold. If I didn't have my beard, my face probably would have frozen. I literally had, I think I had like frost in my beard from condensation. So, um, Mike Spice, Nicholas. Yeah, Nicholas keeps sending me messages every day about asking Prime 1 in Japan about the Aquaman New 52. Nicholas, man, get over it. I'm going to go and tell John Pham not to make it just because you fucking tease me, wind me up all the time. Big Daddy Kane, how's it doing, Bernard? Warhawk Legends, Brian, those people tack. Oh, Chris, I've got your comment here about new buyers. Maybe I'll do something about that while George is not there. Rodney Jones, love that guy for Bus. Yeah, it's one of my favourite pieces. And now above it as well, I'm not sure if it was on the last chat, but above it is actually the Prime One Guyver statue. So that's above it now. I actually was meant to rebox the gauntlet and put the Crow King that arrived from HMO. So that came this week. I put it together, and I was actually going to put it here to have during the chat, but it is really heavy to move. I tried to pick up on the Lazy Susan, and it felt like the middle was going to snap. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to keep it there till we do the review, and then I'll move it into wherever it needs to go then. So yeah, but the Crow King is really, really nice piece. It's just a shame that with the Crow King, they seem to well, actually they confirmed it as well, but the instructions are like, I don't know, 31 parts, and they skip 10 pieces. So at the end of it, it's like putting together a piece of IKEA furniture where you have like 10 pieces left over. So I had to contact HMO, find out what some of these little flat pieces went, ask them, and they said that apparently they did the drop tests, and then the instructions unfortunately weren't updated afterwards. What kind of look am I going for? I'm going for the unemployed bum look. You know, that's what's happening at the moment. I just had a shower and all that. I took out my contact lenses, so yeah, I'm wearing my glasses now, so I can actually see the comments. But yeah, and I did have some gel in my hair to start with, and my beard's got a bit fluffy. But definitely going to get to the barber tomorrow, I think. I mean, it's just that over the last few days, I've just been, getting these updates to say I'm getting something delivered. So I've been getting like loads of CGC stuff delivered. So I've been going through that, and been really quite excited about CGC comics. To be honest with you, a few people been talking to about them. I'm trying to remember the piece I just got. So I just got another. Oh yeah, so I got another Fantastic Four number 49, which is one of my all-time favorite covers. It's the Galactus Silver Surfer first cover, so I do love that. I got a better quality one because I had a 2.5, so I'm going to sell the 2.5 one. Yeah, your shipping on God, yeah, shipping and tax on your Hush Batman is going to be ridiculous. Superman, sorry. What you need to do is I would contact Sideshow and change to DHL. In London, DHL is so much better. The tax bills on that are so much cheaper. So I recommend that. Again, there's only going to be a quick one because Geo bailed last second, so I thought it'd be unfair letting all these people wait. So where was I? So yeah, so with the CGC stuff, I'm just doing that, enjoying that. I do have the first appearance of Black Cat coming. I did just get a few pieces back from CGC, which I got the results back. So I'm going to go collect those soon. So I've got my Walking Dead #1, which I bought, and I bought it that if it was any higher than like a 6.5, it would be worth buying. And it actually came back as a 9.4, so I'm really, really happy with that. So I might use that as a trade piece to get to go towards a 181, which I'm really looking forward to. What else have we got? So let me just go through the things really. So what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to do what Fork Gunderson does, and I'm not going to bring up all the photos from the chat and share the screen because on his one he was talking to, I think it was like Atim and someone else, and he actually had like you could see the little thumbnails of all these unlovely pictures. So I'm not going to do that for sure, but I just wanted to mention that was on Daft Castle. So yeah, check out the Daft Castle chats if you get a chance, guys. They're great guys, definitely. Um, what I got? So yeah, I did actually get a deal from one of my mods. They basically were selling their Spider-Man premium format, the one I have down here. So the one where he's on the explosion, it had the crane part missing, so the hook. So if anyone's got a spare hook, let me know. I quite like that. I know like quite a lot of people broke them. So if anyone's got the hook spare, let me know. He also broke his hand when the picture fell off the wall. But my plan for it is I already have the Spider-Man premium format. I already had the Symbiote premium format. So I kind of maybe I was thinking of getting this one because it was cheap to customize it because I've seen a few people who have Ben Riley, like the Scarlet Spider, and a few other pieces. So I'd like to customize that to have a third one there. Was that children? I didn't send it. Yeah, okay. Um, yeah, JJ Bray. Yeah the the prices for 181 have gone ridiculous. I keep putting it off, and the prices just keep going up and up and up. It's absolutely crazy. So also the only piece I've actually ordered in the last week is I had some points, so I managed to order the Sideshow Apple because it went up again. I thought it was sold out. It was waitlisted, and then it was sold out for a while. So I thought to myself, I really would have liked it. I was really disappointed. And then someone posted on George's channel on Marvelous Statues. It popped up and said, this is back up. So I thought I'll go get that. So I've ordered one of those, and I'm actually really looking forward to getting it. I used all my points to pay for it, and then I think it was something like $50 to ship it. So yeah, shipping was the same as the actual piece, but with the points, it worked out okay. And when I got a message coming through, just making sure it's not George telling me that he's coming. So, no, someone asking me about a comic. Next thing on my little list, it's not a very long list actually. I'm not going to be on it very long. So, next thing on the list is actually that a lot of people are complaining. I myself have literally had 30 messages from different people complaining about the Sideshow website, asking me what to do and whatever else. Basically, when you go onto Sideshow, when you try and log in, I mean, you may have it so that your details automatically enter deletable, and then at the bottom it'll be a pink, like a bit like it's got like a pink out block, and it will say something along the lines of you'll need to reset your password, and basically just click on that, enter your email again, make sure it is your email that you use, because I was entering the wrong email, so I wasn't getting anything. And then also check your spam when you do it as well, because the response is likely to go to your spam. So they'll respond to you. You reset your password. I think you need to choose a password, new one, but I did use my old one and it was fine. I did it on my cell phone, but they said if you do it, make sure you use Chrome, or because that you'll get the best result with Chrome. The other thing, what you need to remember is that they've only just started to move things across, so I don't think there's really much point about complaining to them now and whatever else. I mean, if you've had these orders for a year, why wait until they go offline to panic and start trying to respond? Just wait a week, and then everything will be updated, and they'll probably put out an email or a message on what's that thing? Let your geek side show. They'll probably put a message on there to say, if anyone hasn't reset your password, please do it now, and all your stuff should be up to date now. Just give it a week. So that's the thing, really. There are a few good features on there. I mean, there was one where I went on there to see how many points I had, because obviously I wanted to buy the Apple with them. When I went through, it actually gave me a full breakdown of every set of points that I got and where I got them from. So it actually worked out really, really well. I actually looked through it and I could see how many I got from like Spooktacular and stuff like that, and then what pieces got me what points. So again, it's useless, but it's a little bit of interesting information that you can see. Again, I mean, just give them a week. I mean, they're in the process of transferring the information over, and it's a huge project. So just give them that time, and then once that happens, they're there. I was on Sideshow today. They told me the web department should have the bug sorted in the next few days. Yeah, again, I mean, you know, again, you've had these orders for 6 months, maybe more. So, just be patient, just give them a week. And, that's the see. But obviously, if they're saying, because some people are getting the early shipping things about Thor, I think Daredevil and stuff like that. So if you get something saying we're going to ship it, do you want it, and you can't access your profile, then obviously that's a problem. But just access the live chat or email their customer service. That's what you're just going to need to do for this week. If you desperately need to get through, you can't wait a week. I do think that certain people's wait list items won't show until they update it, or certain points are not showing until they update it. So just be patient. Yeah, just give it a week. As I say, I wouldn't worry about it in the slightest. It's normal when websites transfer over. So yeah, that's true, right, Tim. I mean, the PCS website was shit the whole time they had it, and then when they did try and fix it, it was fucked again. Anyway, every time they had a pre-order, it was fucked. I wanted to mention actually because there are some absolutely really, really nice pieces coming out from a company, and we've shown them a few times. They're I'll go into so they're life-size busts basically by Queen Studios. And the thing about it is, I've spoken to a few companies who are a bit concerned about Queen Studios, because Queen Studios are putting themselves across as a licensed company. But when you look at their promotional pictures, so for example, when you look at their pictures for their um, Iron Spider, and you look at their pictures for other things, the logos, they're not right. Like when you go through someone like Marvel and Disney, you have to do the placement exactly the way that they tell you. And I mean, that doesn't look like anything else the way that they get the labeling on that. Also, I've spoken to somebody who has a license with Studio Canal, who is the licensor for Terminator 2, and I spoke to them today about it because they have the license. They said that they've spoken to Studio Canal and they've never ever heard of Queen Studios at all. And they're doing the T1000, T800. So it looks like they're not licensed. Then I spoke to another company, and they said that there is a very small chance, but a very unlikely chance that it could just be that they have a China license. So it could be that they have a China license, but from where I'm sitting, looking at their products, they look absolutely fantastic. But if you're making an unlicensed Logan and you're selling it, you're not going to be given a license by Marvel or Disney to make a Loki or to make whoever else, an Iron Spider. You're just not going to be given it. Or if you are, you're not going to be able to continue to make your Logan because they continue to sell it. And then the other side of it as well is their Facebook group, not their page, the Facebook group. They made it secret so people can't find it. And again, if you're a licensed company, there is absolutely no reason why you would make your Facebook group secret, because then you're missing out on a big percentage of people, potential customers. So for me, yeah, it looks really like they're full of shit. Really, really does. So where are we? So I'm just going through the comments as I look. Yeah, so to me, I mean, you could buy the pieces if you really want to. I mean, the pieces look absolutely phenomenal. The Loki, um, I literally thought it was a picture of Tom Huddleston. I literally thought to myself, this is like a photoshopped piece. And when I then saw there was a bust, I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. This is like phenomenal. But you know, yeah. Nicholas is saying, yeah, it's true, but it's cheaper prices. Not for the silicon bust, it isn't. I mean, when you look at Loki, when you look at, so is it Loki and Logan, and pieces like that, they're not cheap. The Iron Spider Man is cheap, though. Um, so, yeah, the homeless detective. I got a lot of free time now, and I don't work with the police anymore, so I have to find my own cases now, Then again, I mean, like I didn't really have a lot written down, but then Chris Kendall asked the question about if there's any tips for new buyers. Dan Frisco, yeah. So their silicon busts are like $3,000, but the Spider Man was like $900. But then the silicon busts, when you look at the silicon used on certain things, it doesn't age well. So in 10 years' time, they'll be fucked, they'll be cracked. Silicon doesn't last that long unless you treat it, and you have to keep treating it, and it will fade in the light, and it's just, I mean, it looks fantastic, but I just don't think it's a long-term solution. So yeah, Big Daddy Kane's actually got the Logan. And I know it looks fantastic, but again, I'd be really concerned about how long that would last. Um, yeah, silicon's heavy as well. Silicon's really heavy, unless it's like a thin silicon coat. Block of silicon's very heavy. The other thing, sorry, what was I going to say? So yeah, Chris Kendall said about how some tips for new collectors, basically. So what was I going to say? For just the only piece of advice I could give really is just be patient and just wait. If you want a collection of pieces, so if you want to go for an Avenger line or you want to go for an X-Men line, maybe look for a collector who's local. If you're fortunate enough, I'm sure that if you look in the groups, you'll be able to find one and go to their house, visit their collection, look at these pieces, in stores or wherever you can before you get them. To be honest with you, I have been. Well done, Richard. He said his wife's silicon is holding up very well. Well done. Um, I've been very lucky with buying on the Facebook groups, but again, just make sure you know the people and make sure you do like a check on the people to make sure you buy from the right people. But then also don't pay by gift, even if you know the person. Just be really cautious and pay by services. If you pay by PayPal, so that's really all I can say is just be patient. Make a list of the pieces you want and look for those pieces. Also, one of the pieces of advice, which actually is quite I quite like anyway, but maybe go through the Sideshow archives and look at the older pieces that you may have missed. Also, if you go onto Google, so you go onto Google, just type in Sideshow PDF. Maybe with the new website this won't work actually, but type in Sideshow PDF and you can actually download some PDF catalogs, and you can download these like old catalogs they used to give out with the pieces. They used to give you the books. I actually have about 3 or 4 upstairs, and you can look through some of the kind of older pieces that are in there. So you'll see like the Hellboy premium format 1, you see like the Logan premium format 1, you'll see I don't know, some of the Terminators, loads of Star Wars pieces, and all those kind of older pieces that you'll never see. I mean, when I got the catalogue, I got them way after they were released. And Manny Singh sent them to me as a when I did a trade with him. And when I flicked through, I saw the Tremors, the Tremors bust, which I've never ever seen. I've hardly ever seen it anywhere. I've seen it on eBay come up for, I think, for $3,000. But yeah, there's like a Tremors bust, really, really rare, and that was in the book, and I had no idea it even existed. But again, just a few little tips. Just be patient and just do that. So I've only ever paid comical artists by gift. I mean, I'm guilty of. I've paid lots of people by gift, and I've had many people buy things from me in gift. The dude who bought the Magneto of me, I've never ever spoken to him before. When he bought Magneto, he sent me like pretty much $4,000 as a gift. I've never ever spoken to him before, but he goes, "Yeah, I've seen your channel. I trust you." And it's like, okay, well, fair enough. But again, I have no intention of ripping off people. So yeah. Oh wow, I didn't even notice. Cheers, George. Or John, I think it's George though. But yeah, we had 106 on the chat. Wow, damn. Maybe we need to give people these bits of heads up that we're coming on. Unfortunately, George isn't here. Otherwise, we would have stayed on a bit longer. So, Spider-Man 6. I didn't order Miles because I've done too many CGC comics at the moment. I've been ordering loads of first appearances, so like Black Cat, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Silver Surfer, Galactus. I can't remember, but I've Punisher. I've ordered way too many, like 2 copies of Hydro Man because the film's coming out, and I've just literally spent so much on that I didn't order Miles. But when I saw him last week at the toy fair, Miles is really, really nice, and I definitely will be picking up Miles one day. I really, really, I mean, I have a Spider-Man theme going on, so I definitely think I will pick him up. I mean, he took me by surprise. The detail on that, the detail in the symbiote's mouth, I really, really liked. The only problem is I haven't seen the exclusive head. A lot of companies really struggle with sort of the black skin. They kind of come off and they make it a bit reddy orangey. So I've not seen a statue where they've delivered that kind of flesh tone at all. So I'm hoping that you see it and it looks okay. What's that? You need to go to a meeting. What we got here? So yeah, we're almost at the 10,000 subs. We actually we were going really quick, and then we hit 9,000, and Facebook, sorry, even Facebook did it actually, but Facebook and YouTube, they both at the same time decided that, all right, we're going to clear out all the old accounts, and because we've been running for 6 years, I think now, so we lost a large batch of accounts. So getting that last 1,000 is it's taken a while. We kind of, well, I predicted it was going to be done by a month ago, by the end of the year, but yeah, that went wrong because YouTube decided to delete all those profiles. But once we get to it, we're going to do we'll do the giveaways and things like that. But it'll probably, looking at the numbers now, it's likely that I'll be in Japan when it gets to 10,000. We're going to do a giveaway for the XM Studios Gambit. We announced that before. We announced how to get your hands on that. And we'll probably speak to a couple more companies and get them to donate some gifts as well. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to cover. So sorry, it was quite a quick one. Again, I'm just trying to look at the comments as I go through. Also, sorry, yeah, in Japan next week, going to be covering the Wonderfest, and also the guys from MCE. So George and Calvin are going to be there, Statue Fanatic. So we'll all be there at the event, and yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I mean, I've not done it before, so I'm going to have to speak to George on PM and ask his advice on if I need to bring my thermal underwear or not. But we'll see. No, Cormac Cooper. Basically, the only CGC places in the world are Florida and Florida and in London. So if George gets into the old CGC bug, he could go drop him off in Florida, but I drop him off in London. Oh wow! Cheers, Richard. Awesome, man. Totally appreciate that, buddy. At Wonderfest, there's going to be, so you'll get obviously Prime One are the ones who run the show there. They have normally like 100 pieces or so, ridiculous like that. You've also got Figurama doing the unveiling of a few pieces there, so that'll be really, really cool to see. I've met the Figurama guys in Thailand, so super cool guys. And then you also probably got like people like Greco, and I think there's another one, Gaiken or something. They released some really cool pieces. Totally got the name wrong. It's a guy called Nick Chan. Yeah, I can't do it while I'm on the spot, but yeah. So there are a few companies there for sure. I mean, you probably have cool props there. The only problem is the event is 10 o'clock until 5 o'clock or so, and it's a Sunday, and it runs for one day. Absolutely right. So I have no clue how you're going to be able to cover it. Probably going to have to do some fucking tag team shit with George or something, Medina, where he films half and I film half, he films half. We fucking share the footage or something. Because I mean, I have no clue how we're gonna cover all of that event in one day in such a short time. I mean, Singapore Toy Game Comic Con is it's like 4 days, so it's ridiculous. So yeah, so also there is the George is saying there is the all the anime pieces. So there's going to be thousands upon thousands of PVC anime pieces there, and also there is actually an adult section, which apparently is meant to be really cool, but you can't take your camera, so you won't be able to do any reviews there or product testing. But that would be pretty cool. Rodney, you're going to see a few pieces from Part 1 for sure. And thank you, Deadpool, Cool Paul. Sorry, Dead Cool Paul. Cheers, buddy. So Please ask Prime One if they're making Gundam statues. I've heard they have a Gundam license. The thing is Prime One, yeah. So Prime One basically, they used to show so many images. I don't think they had the licenses for them. I think what it was they would kind of tested the water to see whether people were interested, and then they would pursue the licenses more. So there are a few pieces which have kind of gone under the radar quite a lot. So, for example, one of the pieces I'm really excited and really looking forward to is the Evil Dead pieces, but that seems to be one of the ones which has just gone, just gone, and you don't see any updates of it. I did post. They had a post where they were updating a lot of people really good. And that was the one where they said they were making the 1/6 scale Guyver diorama, which again I like the sound of it, but then it's like God damn it, that's going to cost me money now. But on that post, I did mention the Evil Dead piece, but they didn't respond. There was the Gundam stuff. There was also, I think they mentioned Akira a long time ago, and I think there were a few other pieces that they mentioned, which again has just gone totally quiet. Whenever you ask anything on their group, you kind of get either shut down, or if it's something that they may be working on, they delete everything, don't they? That's true as well. Warhawk Legends, they had images of the Keaton Batman, the 1989 Batman. They had like some rough renders, but again, they never got around to it. It's not one of those pieces that they just never made. And I think again, the Sideshow one is absolutely fantastic, but again, Prime One likenesses of some of the best out there, aren't there? So. So I'm just going through these comments quickly. HMO, so Divine is asking about HMO. So HMO are working on their 40k line. So the Games Workshop, the Warhammer stuff, they're working on that a little bit. They're also working on their King of the Fighters stuff. I did see something to do with sorry, King of the Fire. I did see something to do with Felicia. They were talking about doing Felicia. So apparently they're really looking forward to doing that. And also the Bounties of Bathos pieces. I think they just they had some issues behind the scenes, which can't really go into it, but there was some fucking bellend who basically caused a lot of problems. And I think that delayed all their stuff by literally 9 months. So, now, as I say, Crow King is in hand. Looks absolutely fantastic. You're going to get to see Sorrow, I think. I think she's sold out right straight away. So you'll see Sorrow, and then there's a few other pieces as well. Nicholas is saying that apparently the Keaton Batman was blocked by the Keaton estate, which is something I haven't heard that before, Nick. So, oh, good. So, Collectible Kingdom said the Sideshow PDF does work. So, yeah, if you go on Google, type in Sideshow PDF, and I don't think you get all of them. I think it's something like 7, 8, 9, or something like that, or 8, 9, 10, or something like that. It's not all of them. So, what we got here? We got Tana Gonzalez. Hey, buddy. Children of the Atom. So they're all down typing. Hot tie. Okay. So everyone's typing single letters now. It's like my dad when he's trying to use up all his free SMS messages. Okay, so yeah, Nicholas says that the Keaton stuff has been on the P1 group several times, and it's been confirmed by the P1 officials now. So again, that was all I really wanted to go over. And again, sorry, it was only a quick one. I know you guys waited for it. Unfortunately, as I say, Gio, his son's not well, so he couldn't come on. Hopefully, we'll do a quick one. I've saved all the pictures. I don't want to go through the pictures on my own because I'm a bit too monotone and probably boring to run through 200 pictures by myself. So I'd rather do it when George and I can argue about them, and it's a bit more fun. Nicholas is still going on about the new 52 Aquaman. I'm going to literally tell John Pham, I'm going to say, look, dude, if you make an Aquaman, I'm going to boycott Prime One. To be honest with you. So where are we? Thanks, Vasrod, you fucking bellend. So was this one? Any more leaks coming out? I can't go into. Yeah, I've seen the Sideshow cable. When I was speaking to the guy who sent me the picture, I'm pretty sure that he thought he was sending the image to another artist because Sideshow, not Sideshow, Messenger updated around the time, so that rather than seeing your full name, you could only see just like your first name. So there must be an artist called Alex. There is a few, I think. So there's an artist called Alex that I was talking to this other artist, and he sent me the image, I think, thinking that I was this other Alex because he said I took inspiration from your art, from Ariel Olivetti, and from someone else. And I was just like, yeah, he thinks I'm someone else. So I do, even though he thinks that he sent it to me thinking I'm someone else, I just don't want to betray, his trust if he sent it to me. Just it's not fair. But it's a lot more comic accurate. And AJ187, be patient, man. Just give it a week. You don't need to get onto it now. You've had the orders for however long. Just give Sideshow a week and it'll all be sorted out. Give them till after the weekend or so. Bellend, does that mean wide bottom? No, bellend means like your cock helmet. So yeah, it's like an English thing, I think. So yeah, sorry, dude, I'm going to wait for Geo because he might be able to do something tomorrow or over the weekend. So I'm going to do that. No, I haven't seen the stuff from Gecko in person, but the stuff from Gecko is really, really nice from images. But the only problem is the prices for like their Devilman Crybaby is really ridiculous. Their prices are pretty high, but their quality is really good. I mean, there were a few pieces from Dark Souls that looked really, really nice. Yeah, Gem, sorry, yeah, Geo's boy wasn't well, so that can come on. I haven't seen the Hulk yet, so no, I haven't seen the Hulk yet, but it looks like it's going to be probably like a similar sort of pose and size to the kind of like Scar, the old Scar PF. Sexy Lamb, dude, that dog alien is massive. Fuck you, Gem. Yeah, that dog alien is massive. We've tried to convince Gary that he can't display it. He just can't display it. It's obscene. It's the base you would need to put it on is obscene. I managed to convince Gary to cancel his dark side, which I don't even know how I managed to do that. And then the images came out of XM cable next to dark sides up to his waist, and he was like dwarfing cable, just the legs. It was fucking obscene. So yeah. So all right, what I'm going to do then is so I'm going to apologise again. I'm going to say cheers, and I'm going to say that hopefully Gio's hopefully going to come over. I think Monday. So if he does come over Monday, we've only got two reviews to do anyway here. So we have the Undying Carcass, the old Sideshow Deadline, and we have the Crow King. So he'll come over and do that. And if he can't get on the chat before that, we'll try and do like a quick chat like here when we're together. So we'll try and do that. So that's why I don't want to go through the pictures yet. But sorry, Nicholas, you're right. Doomsday. Sorry. Yeah. So all right. Thanks, guys. Take care, and thanks for waiting. And sorry, it was just me. So hit the like below, subscribe if you're not subscribed. There's going to be so much content coming for Wonderfest. So much coming. Dave, I really need you to edit that. Yeah, actually, I'm just trying to turn my computer. The camera's over here, isn't it? There you go, look, Dave. He's up there, look. Yeah. So yeah. All right. All right, guys. Thanks. Sorry about that again. Cheers. Bye bye.